Race season means I'm getting a lot of questions about GI distress. What can you do about it? I'm going to tell you, give you some tips and tricks. Tune in. So here we are in the heart of marathon season. I know we have one coming up here in San Francisco, the SF Marathon, at the end of July. I want to make sure that everybody is ready and that you don't get those GI issues. It's something that so many runners complain about, and it's ruined many a race. You train all year and then you come to race day and things go awry. My biggest and best tip for you, the one thing I want to make sure that you take away from the day today, train your gut like you train your legs. All right, what is up with the gut? Why do we have these problems? 30 to 70% of runners, I would say it's even higher than that, complain and experience some kind of GI distress on race day. If this has happened to you, tune in. We're gonna go over all of the things. If this is your first marathon or your last, hopefully there will be a tip in here that you can take away. Some of the complaints that I get, two categories. There's either upper GI issues and lower GI issues. The upper counts as kind of heartburn, belching, vomiting even. The lower issues, abdominal cramping, gas, bloating, diarrhea. I mean, we have a name for it. It's called the runner's trots, right? Like, you know, if they've given you a name, this is a problem that a lot of runners have. I'm gonna break it down into the 3 causes of GI distress. First one is mechanical. So that jarring motion, right? That up, down, shaking side to side. Imagine a soda can, when you shake it, it explodes. Same thing, your stomach doesn't like all of that movement. The next one, physiological. So reduced blood flow. When your body is exercising, you are redirecting that blood to those working muscles. So up to 80% less blood going towards your digestion, abdominal. Imagine if you were asked to do something on 80% less, it's not gonna work as well. The third one, nutritional. So, are you dehydrated? Are you kind of having that concentrated carbohydrate solution, gels, or really like high osmolarity drinks, beverages that you're making? High fiber or high fat diet, depending, certain kinds of fats can affect people. Dairy products negatively affect a lot of people. That could be causing some GI issues. Large volumes. Are you eating or drinking a lot before you're going to run? The last one is kind of fructose or maltodextrin. That can be a problem for some people. So take all of those 3, mechanical, physiological, nutritional, into account. Those might be causing your GI issues. So now is the time to get out that notepad. I'm gonna give you 5 practical tips to avoid those GI issues. This is all about that training your gut, so to speak. So the first one, practice with carbohydrates. Get your body used to, at race intensity, whatever that may be for you, get your body used to consuming those carbohydrates that you're gonna need on race day to help with performance. That means taking into account timing, quantity, start getting used to them when you're moving fast. The next one, avoid dehydration. So, staying hydrated before and during, finding a hydration product that works for you, adding that into your training, making sure that you're used to consuming fluid and that you're keeping your body hydrated and that you know what your body feels like when it's starting to get dehydrated so you can avoid that. Next one is to avoid kind of dairy products and higher fat foods if those negatively affect you, anywhere from 4 to 12 hours. So the night before your race is probably not the best time to go out and have a really, for most of us, I know, people are gonna comment, some of you can eat whatever you want the day before the race or leading up to the race, but for a lot of people, avoiding dairy or high-fat meals the night before, the day before your race will help make sure that your body's had proper time to digest. Next one, avoiding kind of the aspirin or any pain relievers that can cause stomach upset. And finally, training for your specific race. Have that race plan. I've talked about it before. Know exactly what you're going to consume, how much you're going to consume, and a few weeks before, at least on those long runs, take the time to practice your race nutrition. Finally, what to do if things start to go south, if you start experiencing some GI issues. One of the best things to do is just slow down. Calm your pace down, let your body kind of divert some of that blood flow back to your stomach to help with digestion. Next one is to hydrate. So slowly add in sips, make sure your body is kind of getting back to that hydration status, getting hydrated again so that your body has the ability to kind of boost performance again once you're hydrated. Stop eating. Don't add to the problem and make it worse. Take 15 to 20 minutes where you're not consuming anything. Let what you have already going on there kind of calm down, and then start adding in small bits of food or things that aren't going to upset your stomach. What foods might those be? So that could be anything from saltines that they have, or pretzels, chips, even if they have those. Sometimes that little bit of salt can help kind of calm your stomach down. Cooling your body if it's a really hot race. If you're overheated, that can add to GI issues. So if it's a really hot race, adding in dumping water on your head, dumping water kind of down your back, keeping it, I know some races will have ice if it's really, if it's a really hot day, getting some of that in there will help as well. And finally, some kind of little tricks that I use. I carry ginger chews. They make them a lot for pregnant women because that helps with nausea. I love those. You can even have fresh ginger. I'll brew kind of a ginger tea and use that in my hydration bottle. You can also do peppermint. That's another good one that helps with nausea and can kind of calm down the stomach. There you have it. I know we've covered a lot today. GI issues happen to everyone. You're not alone. It just takes some time figuring out what causes them for you specifically, and then knowing what to do. Always having a plan B. And like I said at the beginning, train your gut like you train your legs. Take that time. You're going through all this work to have this race and get across that finish line. Take the time while you're training in that early season to figure out what works for you, develop your race plan, and that way we won't see you at the porta potty on race day, we'll see you at the finish line. All right, there you have it. No reason to get that GI distress. I want you all to have PRs this season. So if you liked the video, be sure and click the like button, leave us a comment, let me know any of your GI stories or tips that you have had along the way, and subscribe to our channel. We have tons of videos coming out all the time. We want to make sure that you're seeing all of them. So be sure and subscribe. All right, to catch you next time.